Hello, this is Cuckoo. I'm right here at the Super Booth 2018. This is the last day, and yesterday we had a show with Teenage Engineering.
Wow, man, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was an awesome show, and it was kind of a first for a lot of us
Yeah.
to have OPZ in a live situation in front of an audience. I was blown away by your performance.
Well, thank you so much. I think when I saw you play, I was really it was cool to see you use like a mix, like a MIDI mixer for it.
I mean, something that I've been using myself in my own music is external control. And with OPC, you can connect any MIDI, class-compliant MIDI device and have like sliders and knobs and such. And for me, I thought I needed external stuff to control it the way I wanted to, and maybe I do, but you used it standalone.
Yeah.
Wow. And even though, even so, it sounded very produced and very on time, and your hands were super quick. So it was great to see.
Yeah.
So two different angles, I guess, on how to perform with it.
Yeah, I mean, Tobias, he's working at Teenage Engineering, so you've seen the whole journey from start to where we are now.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's been a long process and it's still ongoing, and the beta community is quite small because we've had a limited number of units, physical units. But I feel it's such a privilege to be able to be part of bringing this thing to the world.
Yeah.
It's a great honor for me, actually.
Yeah, I think history is being made in a way. This is like when I performed yesterday. I'm always a bit shaky when I perform for the first time with something new, like new material, new machines, and with a small machine like this, you need to focus. You need to focus when you're live. But I think it worked really well. I felt relaxed. I know it.
Did you ever even feel relaxed before the first song? Because usually when I perform, I do one song and then I can relax, and then I go, flow. But now I felt also relaxed. And the thing is, I feel like my sense of exploration is really bubbling again, and with this machine, I can't wait to get home to make music again. And life happens, and sometimes you kind of don't want to make music. So I've had ups and downs, and now wow, there's so much passion in this piece.
Yeah.
Like in everything we do, from all angles, whether it's accounting or it's development or if it's whatever, we put so much passion into our products.
Yeah, definitely.
And so throughout these years, we've developed these things, and in a few months, people will be able to go to a store and pick it up, and this passion will shine through. And I think last night was a great example of how this can be translated into a musical expression.
Yeah, and for me, when I first saw the OP1, which was my first, it's the first when I got to learn who Teenage Engineering is. It just changed the rules completely of how I, approach music in a way. It's so approachable.
In what way did it change rules for you?
I mean, the size is one thing. Suddenly I have this really fun to use device in my backpack, and now with the OPZ, I've got it in my pocket, a lot of people they ask me like, which one is the best? Is the OPZ or the OP1? and I don't want to compare them because they're very different, but the OPZ is more powerful. I'd say that in many ways.
It's a sequencer.
Yeah, it's a live sequencing machine.
Exactly. Whereas OP1 has sequencing capabilities, but its core feature is a performance instrument. Like you play the keys or you record to tape. And I'm more a sequencer kind of guy. I like to program my stuff. So for me, OPC is wonderful, but it's kind of sometimes I need like for me I appreciate external control. So having the OP1 as a keyboard for OPC, it's a given.
It's just connect the right cable, and you're good to go.
And OP1 also can sample, which allow you to bring those samples into OPC. So that's also a nice combination to have.
And by the way you were using the MIDI control was like a mixer, 8-track volume mixer and filter, basically.
Exactly. I got to borrow Innovation Launch Control XL and hooked it up. Currently using the computer as a MIDI bridge, basically. But so the way I had it set it up was 8 sliders for levels for the 8 audio tracks, and then just simple. Each track has a dedicated filter, so high pass, low pass with resonance. So I had the filters on knobs as well, and I had the send effect 1 and send effect 2. So a very, first very basic setup. And but I had a lot of fun, and there's also global filters that my colleague Grant explained to me that you can have different pages of setups. So, but that could be any controller. So whatever you have, you could use that. So it doesn't have to be a specific one, but whatever you feel comfortable with, you should be able to connect.
I think that MIDI host mode or functionality is gonna, it really changes how you approach this synth. Like a lot of people, they want that hands-on control for every track. So plug in your MIDI controller and do it.
I mean, OP1 is also, it's called OP1 for a reason. It's operator one. It wants to be, a piece of its own.
The OP1, my favorite way to perform with it is standalone. A lot of people ask me often, how do you sync it? And I don't sync it that much. I just enjoy standalone. But the OPZ, that is like a sync machine.
Yeah, and I mean we're best friends with everybody, so we wanna be able to sync with everybody, and OPC will give you a lot more options to do that. So having the pocket operators together with it, or having your other stuff together with it, is of course something we appreciate, because we're not. We want people to explore music, and if they use our products or anything else, of course we prefer them to have our stuff as well, but not exclusively. It's so the more the merrier, basically.
Yeah. So in terms of the launch of the OPZ, you come out with a date and a price, and what's left now for you to kind of wrap up the process?
Well, I've been saying, with the launch of the OP1, we had a solid foundation, and then throughout the years we updated it and added new functionality and new features, and that's going to be the same thing with the OPC. The core functions and the basic foundations should be super tight, and everything should work exactly like we want it, because it's so easy to add a feature, but it's tough to remove something once.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful with doing too much in the beginning. And we're so particular with all the details, more so maybe than some other companies. So we need everything hardware-wise to be perfect, and we need everything software-wise to be perfect. So just tweak those little details to make it just right, and then we can release it as a beautiful product that that we then can build upon and add more stuff to.
One thing that I think a lot of people are wondering about, I mean, speaking of updates and future functionality, one thing that you've sort of half announced is the modules.
We've been showing it here, so that's kind of to the extent we've been announcing it. But in the back, there's a place for expansion. We will ship it without any modules, but in the future we'll add the possibility to get your own custom module, whether it's ins or outs, or if it's trigs or gates, or CV MIDI stuff.
The one they're showing here is the MIDI, CV and MIDI.
So we used it to trigger a pocket operator, for instance, from the OPC itself. It will be somewhere in the future, but we're working on prototypes.
Can you give like a rough price idea of a module?
No, I cannot. I have no clue, and I've been told not to say anything about it, so I can't say anything.
Cool.
The OPC price I know, but the modules I don't know.
So the price, just to reiterate the price and launch date.
Well, $599 US, €599 Euro is the official set price, and the launch is going to be later this summer, and we will do a first batch with an event at the MoMA store in New York. And people have been asking about pre-orders. Oh, can I pre-order and stuff? And it's not possible. But if you go to that event, then you can get it there. So the first batch will be a small one, and then the next will be bigger, and so forth and so forth. So from this summer, we'll be able to ship it out in limited but increasing numbers.
And I think it's important to start small and to have like really tight control of the quality, to see how the factory is like handling the scale, and then scale it up a bit and see. So I totally understand that you can't go like, yeah, let's make 1 million units on day one.
I mean, we're still a small company, but we have long-time focus in everything we do. So this is our long-term focus. So I can easily see us 10 years from now adding stuff to the OPC, because we didn't build in like the display, so we're not limiting ourselves to some components that may be obsolete in the future, and try to be more open with it. So we don't want to rush things. We want to make it right for you guys. But still, or even now, I'm so excited to see what you can make with it. And the day yesterday showed us some amazing performances already with the beta stage units. So, wow, it's such a privilege.
Well, cool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Teenage Engineering, and thank you so much, Tobias, for your time. Teenage engineering. Thank you. You made machines for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much.